So good morning, happy Tuesday. It's June 29th. Like I said, I think it's going to be a beautiful day, but let's start off with our daily pledge. Today is a new day. I am ready to be the best me I can be. I will listen so I can learn. I will try hard so my brain can grow. I will not give up. I can learn anything I put my mind to. Again, it's a new day. Yesterday we talked about mistake, and we've been talking about motivating ourselves and not beating ourselves up and changing our negative thoughts and just all the things that constantly beat us down into the ground that we don't need to do because it's going to hurt our recovery. It's not going to help us grow. It's going to keep more negative thoughts in here, and it's not going to help us towards our goals. And so we really need to take a good look at how we can be our own best cheerleader. Remember that. We keep talking about our check-in. Where are you at on a scale of 1 to 10? How are you feeling? If you didn't wake up feeling so great, what can you do? Get out your toolbox. Get out all your tricks that we have on our little bag. It's like a rabbit in a hat, and pull some out and start using some of them. Again, like I said last week, you can never have enough tools in your toolbox. You aren't going to, if you're going to build a house or you're going to fix a car or do something, you don't just use one tool. You use multiple ones. So every morning, make sure you're doing your check-in. Remember, again, we're starting some new check-ins. Where are you at? Make sure you're asking yourself these questions. If you're not feeling well, ask yourself, have you ate regular meals? Have you showered? Have you been drinking water? Have you been exercising? Have you been delegating? If you have too many tasks, have you been sticking to a routine? What's going on? Have you been sleeping? So if you're not feeling well, take a look at your daily routine. Take a look at your self-care. Where are you at? And if you start to notice that you got 2, 3, 4 things that maybe you haven't been paying attention to and you're not feeling well, those would be the things that I would probably start taking a look at and trying to improve. I know that when I haven't been sleeping well, things generally fall apart from there. Making sure you're drinking your plenty of water, making sure you're socializing with other people, connecting with people, reaching out to a friend. You're not isolating at home. Really just take a look at what's going on a day-to-day basis so you know where to start. And if you're doing all of those things and you're still in a funk, then we need to kind of go back to like journaling, your coping skills, get out your toolbox, guided imagery, grounding techniques, all those sorts of things that are a little bit different than just kind of your day-to-day routine. But more often than not, if you go to your day-to-day routine, you're going to notice that there are some things that you haven't been doing. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, we've talked about it many times, but you can never talk about stress enough. And so, again, stress is something that we deal with every single day. There's good stress, bad stress. We're going to talk a little bit about it briefly. However, sometimes with the holidays and summers and expectations of activities or gatherings or anniversaries of things, whatever it may be, or even the heat, many times there's a lot of stressors throughout the summer. So although people are feeling happy and they're buzzing about just being able to be outside, there's a lot of stress that comes with that too. So I thought we would just recap stressors and what we're going to do about that, because there's some interesting things you can do. So anyways, what is stress? Stress is your body's reaction to situations that challenge you. Now, some people don't like to be challenged. Some people just like their day. However, that's not how it always works, right? If we lived a stress-free life, doesn't that sound a little boring? I mean, it might kind of be nice for a little bit, but that's not reality. It's your body's way of getting prepared to deal with pressures you're experiencing. For instance, at home, at work, in the community, with friends, whatever it may be. Most people think that stress is bad. However, there is good stress, okay? There is stress that pushes us. There is stress that keeps us motivated. It keeps us kind of moving in the right direction, and we need that stress. So good stress can keep you focused and motivated to get things done. For example, being stressed out about getting something done at home or at work gives you the motivation to get moving, which is so true. That's why some of us, I think, are procrastinators. It's not a good thing, but sometimes I work better under pressure and a time crunch than I do if I have like 2 or 3 months to get it done. That's how it works generally around here. And that's maybe not a good practice. However, some of us just work better in a time crunch. It motivates me to get things done and to do it rather than taking 2 to 3 months to get it done. However, bad stress is what you feel when you can't stop worrying about something. You feel overwhelmed. You feel overloaded. You feel tired. You feel like you just don't care. That depression starts to seep in. So there's good and bad stress. Good stress gets us motivated. Bad stress brings us down, okay? So we need to work on the bad stress and getting rid of that because we don't want that. That bad stress can cause a lot of physical problems, a lot of emotional, social, There's a lot of things that go on in our body when we're having that stress. So I thought this was cute. It would have been really nice to print this off in color, but my printer didn't want to work today. But it's this little bomb. The main causes of stress. The first one on here is self-generated. Most often, we generate a lot of unnecessary stress. Now, I will admit to that because I understand that and I do that to myself. But a lot of times, we let things pile up. We take on too many tasks. We have an expectation of ourselves that is unrealistic. A lot of times, there's just so many different things that we put into place that self-generates stress. We are our own worst enemy. We do these things to ourselves as a way of sabotaging. We assume that people are judging us or that we need to be able to do A, B, C, and D, but that's not necessarily true. So it's kind of the pot and the kettle when I say that to you. I get that. However, a lot of stress is self-generated. The next one is work, then money. Money is a big stressor for people, mostly because we can never seem to have enough of it. However, there are some times we don't live within our means, and so then we think we need more, and it's not there, or maybe we overspent, which causes us stress in other areas. Relationships cause us stress. We've talked about toxic relationships and negative people, and the importance of getting rid of them. You don't need negative people that in your life that cause you stress, that make you feel bad about yourself, that just create a toxic energy. You need to get rid of them. They need to go. They serve no purpose in your life other than to increase your stress and make you feel bad. Things that irritate you, life changes. When people are experiencing many different changes in life, if you're just getting things all over the place, maybe you moved and got a new job and your income changed and you got a new relationship and whatever it may be, when you add too many life changes into one week or 1 year, it can be very stressful. It's hard on you. You get tired out. That's when your mental health starts to take a toll because it's hard to keep yourself in check when you're worrying and stressing and you're busy and just things are going on and you're not taking very good care of yourself. So if you notice that maybe even like, for instance, if you're a mom and you're taking care of your kids and you're forgetting about yourself, you can notice that the stress level starts to rise. You get irritable fast and you get wore out quicker. That's because you're not taking good care of yourself. And I understand that. It's easy as a parent, mom or dad or whatever, even a grandparent if you're taking care of kids. It's easy to fall into that trap of, all of your undivided attention and energy on them, not taking care of yourself though, but that doesn't help you. That only harms you. It makes you feel worse. So let's see here. Like I said, I got too many worksheets. All right, recognizing stress in yourself, constant worrying, forgetfulness, difficulty making decisions, inability to concentrate, loss of your sense of humor. If you can't even laugh at yourself or anything at all, you watch a TV show and you're completely blank, that means you're a little stressed out. Emotional symptoms, if you're having more anxiety and anger, or you're feeling powerless, mood swings, irritability, frustration, nervousness, sadness. Now, sometimes we may experience all of those things quite often. However, when they're just really right there, increased, and you're feeling them all the time, that becomes an issue. Physical symptoms, racing heart, headaches, exhaustion, upset stomach, muscle tensions, just not feeling like yourself, just feeling out of sorts and off and out of whack. Okay, if you just wake up every day and you're like, gosh, I just don't feel good. I just feel out of sorts and I just feel icky. There's a good chance that you're overwhelmed and you're super stressed out and you need to do something about that. One of the things you can do is foods. Take a look at your diet. What are you eating? Are you going for a walk? Here's some foods that promote stress relief. Carrots, tea, like black tea, green tea, probably things like that. Nuts, milk, whole grain pretzels. That sounds kind of tasty. And bananas. Notice how most of this stuff is pretty healthy. We need to be promoting maybe things that are going to help you relax. So I like carrots and bananas and tea, milk, things like that. So those are some foods that can help with stress. Here's some aromatherapy. I know you guys have probably heard about this before, but just a little recap. Lavender helps with calming, overcoming nervous tension, depression, and chaotic energy. One of the things that I really enjoy is we have Epsom salts at my house, lavender Epsom salts. So if you think about it and you're having a rough time, not only does it help with your body, muscle tension, things like that, but lavender Epsom salts is going to help you relax. Put it in your bathtub at night. things like that. Honestly, you could probably, if you just have a shower, you could probably put a little bit, like, maybe you put a little bit of in a bowl in your shower where the water would run. Sometimes it's even just the scent of it. That would maybe help. It wouldn't have the full effect because you weren't necessarily sitting in the bathtub, but you could get it so that at least you had kind of the aroma of it all. Eucalyptus increases brainwaves, activities, and counters mental fatigue, promotes clarity of the mind. There you go. Peppermint. I love peppermint. It's effective for nerve relaxation. It relieves pain, promotes healthy digestion, and increases energy. A lot of people around here will use it for like headaches, to kind of wake up a little bit. It's a good smell. So I like peppermint. And citrus. It's calming, reassuring, and invigorating. It's going to give us lots of energy, right? So here is our survival guide for stress. Just a quick little rundown. Sleep. You need to sleep. I've said this multiple times. If you need 8 hours of sleep, you need 8 hours of sleep. If you survive off of 4, that's fine too. Move your body, get nutrients. We just talked about that. Healthy foods. If you're eating a lot of junk food, chances are it's making you feel bad. It's dragging you down. If you haven't ate your fruits and vegetables, if you haven't gotten protein, if you haven't drank plenty of water, that's not helping you. It's only harming your body. When your body's not healthy, we can't fight off anything else. So you may not be feeling a lot of stress in your life, but because your body's straining, anything that comes your way seems way worse than it really has to be. And so we need to make sure we're taking care of all aspects. Remember, hold up your circle. Remember the self-care wheel. Are you taking care of every dimension? There's 8 dimensions, right, of your life. And we can maybe recap that again some other day. But hold up your self-care wheel. Are you doing all the things that are creating balance? Now, obviously, we can't be perfection. It's not possible. But let's at least stay mindful of things that maybe aren't up to speed, things that are maybe falling a little bit short, and things that you need to maybe be mindful of right now, okay? Muscle relaxation, taking a nap, listening to music, taking a bath, talking to somebody about your stress. Go to somebody that you can communicate with and say, I'm overwhelmed. I can't do this. I need to talk about this. Hopefully somebody that you can listen to. Keep a stress journal. Prioritize your time. Make your lists. Everybody should be making lists. And so you can physically check it off and you can see what you got going on and you can prioritize. If something on your list is making a phone call, but right now you need to make sure you take the garbage out, let's prioritize what we got going on, okay? Break bigger tasks into smaller ones, better habits, getting into routine, staying mindful, and accepting, I like this, accepting that stress is a part of life. Sometimes we need to accept the fact that life is stressful. It's always going to be stressful. So the sooner we just kind of like go with the flow with that, I think it's going to be easier because sometimes we just go, hey, whoa, I don't like this anymore. We put the e-brake on. It causes more stress, right? And then positive self-talk and saying no. But most importantly, I like that. I like that one. Accepting that stress is a part of life. And the sooner we learn how to handle it in a more positive way and take a look at how we're taking care of ourselves, the hope is that it gets a little bit easier to manage. Now, sometimes there's too many things that are going on. Gets a little overwhelming. We need to take a step back, maybe take a nap, take a time out, whatever it may be. But for the most part, if we put enough tools in place, I didn't even get to all my worksheets. If we put enough tools in place, we're going to be able to manage things. So that's my challenge for you today. Take a look at stress in your life and how do you manage it? Are you able to take care of yourself? Have you been taking care of yourself? If not, what do you need to do to make some changes so that you can handle stress? So we're going to challenge you to stress management, taking care of your day, taking care of yourself, making lists, whatever it may be. Do those things so that you can reduce your stress, feel better, and then maybe even smile along the way. So happy Tuesday. Have a great rest of your day. Get outside, get some fresh air. Remember stress management today, and I will see you tomorrow morning.